This happened on New Year's Eve 2018. I had decided to spend the night alone for once. No parties, no bar hopping, no chaos. I was tired of the noise and just wanted peace. I lived in a small apartment complex just outside Boise, Idaho. The place was quiet, with most of the tenants either out of town or out partying. Around 11:50 p.m., I made some tea, sat by the window, and watched distant fireworks flicker in the sky. It was peaceful, until someone knocked on my door. It wasn't a friendly knock. It was soft, deliberate. 3 taps, spaced evenly apart. I froze. I wasn't expecting anyone. I live on the 2nd floor, and you have to be buzzed into the building to even reach my door. I stood there, heart pounding, listening. Then another knock, slightly louder, still slow. Knock, knock, knock. I stepped closer to the peephole and looked out. No one. But I swear to you, just as I leaned back, I saw a shadow shift under the door, like someone was standing there, pressed against it. And then my phone buzzed. It was a text from an unknown number, just 3 words, "Let me in." He dropped the phone. The final knock came right at midnight, and this time, I heard something on the other side whisper, "Happy New Year, Lara." My name. I called the cops. They found no one in the hallway, no sign of forced entry downstairs, but they took it seriously, because the same night another tenant on the 3rd floor had reported the exact same thing. The scariest part? The building had no record of anyone named Lara ever living in the unit before me. It was New Year's Eve 2005. My cousin and I were driving back from a family party in rural Kentucky. He was the designated driver, and I was half asleep in the passenger seat as the clock ticked toward midnight. We took a back road shortcut. He swore it would save us 20 minutes. That road. I still think about it. It started off normal enough. Narrow, winding, with thick woods on either side. But soon we noticed there were no houses, no lights, just tree after tree walling us in. I glanced at the clock, 11:59 p.m. Then suddenly the road just ended. 1 second we were driving on pavement, the next we were surrounded by forest. No markings, no signs. It was like the road had been swallowed whole. My cousin slammed the brakes. The headlights hit something ahead. An old wooden sign with no words, just a faded outline of a clock. Midnight struck, and the forest went dead silent. We turned around, only to find the road behind us had vanished too. It took us nearly 2 hours to get out of there. We kept driving in circles, passing that same wooden sign again and again, like we were stuck in some loop. It wasn't until 2:10 a.m. that we found pavement again. Same road, same car. But our GPS said we were 40 miles south of where we should have been. Years later, I went back with some friends to find that shortcut. We never did. The locals say no such road exists, and one old guy at the gas station told us, every so often, on New Year's Eve, the land opens up for just a minute, just long enough to take someone. This happened in 2013. I was invited to a New Year's Eve house party by a guy I barely knew. Friend of a friend kind of situation. The invite said, huge party all night, bring drinks. It was in an old neighborhood on the edge of town, mostly run-down homes and big yards. I arrived around 10:30 p.m., expecting music, people, chaos. But the house was quiet. There were cars out front, sure. At least 7 or 8. Lights on inside, but no sound. No bass thumping, no voices, just eerie silence. Rang the bell, no answer. I pushed the door open, and it wasn't locked. I stepped inside and called out, "Hello?" The house was empty. Furniture looked untouched. A bowl of chips on the table, still fresh. Drinks poured and set out as if people had just been there, but vanished mid-conversation. I walked through the living room, into the kitchen, up the stairs. Not a soul, just abandoned coats, purses, phones, and drinks. That's when I heard a voice behind me whisper, "You're late." I spun around. No one. I turned to leave, but suddenly the front door was closed. I hadn't closed it. I ran. The air inside had turned freezing, and I felt this crushing pressure, like something was trying to push me back into the house. I managed to shove the door open and sprinted to my car. Every other car was still parked, but no one came out. I drove home, shaking. I never got an explanation. Never saw that guy again. And when I tried to go back to that house the next week, it was abandoned. Empty lot, no building, just dirt and weeds, like no house had ever stood there. And those were 3 true New Year's Eve horror stories. Proof that not every countdown ends in celebration. While most people are watching fireworks, kissing under the stars, or making resolutions, some are encountering things they'll never be able to explain. Whether it's an uninvited guest whispering your name at midnight, a road that shouldn't exist, or a house party that feels more like a trap than a celebration, these stories remind us that time doesn't just bring change. It sometimes opens doors that were never meant to be unlocked. So as the clock strikes 12 and you welcome a new year, take a moment to look around, double-check the door, listen to the silence between the cheers, and whatever you do, don't be the last one standing, alone. If any of these stories sent chills down your spine, let us know in the comments which one disturbed you most. And if you've ever had a strange New Year's Eve experience, we're listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying true stories from nights where the veil grows thin. Until next time, Happy New Year, and may midnight not bring more than just the future.